Hi, everybody. Joe Cioffi here. Weather in 5 days and 5 minutes. Don't forget the Joe and Joe Weather Show is back tonight at 7:35 p.m. Eastern Time right here on my YouTube channel. And as we look at the surface map this afternoon, we are seeing dew points that are climbing back up. But they're in the mid to upper 60s, so it's definitely starting to feel a little more uncomfortable than it was over the weekend. And we are seeing some trigger mechanisms that are producing some thunderstorms in places, mostly inland today. You can see there's a frontal boundary to the south in the Carolinas, down into Georgia and points southward. There's also another frontal boundary that's running across the western lakes, and we're going to be seeing uh, we're going to be seeing upper air troughs and weak weather fronts that are going to be coming through every couple of days. This has pretty much been the pattern since mid-June, and certainly through the month of July. We saw it play out in full force with heavy rain events. I don't think we're going to be in that type of a situation, but we will be in situations where when these troughs go by, there's going to be some thunderstorm risk. And if you look at the satellite loop with the lightning strikes, you actually do see quite a few thunderstorms in upstate New York. So again, this is playing out mostly inland today, not along the coastal plain where there's sunshine and temperatures climbing up through the 80s. And most of the east, the weather is fine. There's a little bit of smoke. You see the milky white around the Great Lakes, but nothing that's as widespread as what we've seen in past weeks. And also, you can see there's a little complex of thunderstorms moving southward through Missouri. Southwest is dry, as is much of the southern and central Rockies, and on up into the plain states. And here's a close-up view, and you see all those lightning strikes going on in upstate New York, and that's where the Storm Prediction Center at the moment has, as of 2:15 p.m. Eastern Time, we have a severe thunderstorm watch that is up for northeastern Pennsylvania and upstate New York on up into Vermont, and it's certainly playing out with what we see on the radar. Just to go back to the radar shot, you see here we are again at 2:15, and you're seeing a number of severe thunderstorm warnings, even a couple of flash flood warnings as these storms again, inland and moving up to the northeast. Not too much going on down in the Carolinas and Virginia at the moment. We've got some scattered cells in a little patchy area there in north central Florida. The area that's in Missouri is moving southeastward. Thunderstorms there are scattered inside those patches, and we've got some action that's going on up in the northwest. So back to the Storm Prediction Center, you see the slight risk that is up in upstate New York and down into northeastern Pennsylvania. Also a slight risk in southeastern Ohio, northern Kentucky, and in southeastern Indiana. Both areas encompassed by areas of marginal risk. Marginal risk from southeastern Minnesota across central and northern Wisconsin, and also from northeast Nevada northeastward into southern Montana. Now, tomorrow we do have one of those troughs that's going to be moving through, and the Storm Prediction Center has indicated an area of marginal to slight risk. Central and South Jersey, eastern Pennsylvania, southeastern Pennsylvania, and south central Pennsylvania into much of northeastern Virginia. That doesn't come with tornado risk, elevated tornado risk. It's generally under 2%. And as we move on to day 3, which is Wednesday, this might be a day where it's thunderstorm free in the Northeast and just general activity elsewhere as you head further south. No thunderstorms from Texas throughout inland areas of the Deep South. A slight risk indicated from eastern Iowa over to western Ohio and everybody else in between. And this is another disturbance that's going to be moving through probably on Thursday. 7-day rainfall amounts generally on the order of a half an inch to an inch. A couple of little patches there of an inch and a half from Ohio northeastward up into Maine. But remember, in these convective setups, that you could certainly wind up with double those amounts locally, and that could cause some localized flash flooding. Otherwise, it's pretty much a late July map here. Most of what you see here is convective in nature. And as we look at the upper air, I just want to point out, we still have this northwest flow. This is going back to last Friday. That's coming down out of Canada. and it weakens, but it doesn't go away. It strengthened enough over the weekend to bring down a dry air mass, and now if you look at the way the shape of the upper flow is, you see these kinks that are in that flow. And those are these upper troughs that are going to be moving along in the flow. This is the one for today that's triggering off thunderstorms in upstate New York. We have one for tomorrow that is a little bit further to the south, which is why you see the severe weather risk central New Jersey and points southward. And then going forward, it pulls up. The jet pulls up a bit for Wednesday. Thursday, we've got another one of these little troughs that comes on through. It's a little hard to see, but it is there. And then on Friday, probably something stronger. As you notice up on to the upper right, there's a deep upper low that's dropping down into eastern Canada, and that's going to swing a couple of upper troughs here over the weekend, and those could produce some showers and thunderstorms. And the other big story for the northeast and mid-Atlantic states, we really haven't seen much in the way of 90-degree days. That is going to happen starting on Wednesday. Actually, even tomorrow, we could see hot spots tomorrow. It should touch the 90-degree mark. Some thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening. You see them there on the GFS. Nothing for Wednesday. There's strong activity going through the eastern lakes on Wednesday. That could trigger off some showers and storms later Thursday and Thursday night in parts of New England, and then points southward into Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Then that goes out, and then Friday with a west wind and sunshine, Friday's going to be the hottest day, so we'll have 90 highs or better Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And Friday, I think, will be the hottest day when we could see middle or even upper 90s in some places, and then a pretty good chance for thunderstorms as a front moves through Friday night, and then another disturbance will move through on Sunday, and behind that, we may get a break in the humidity early next week as the front pushes well to the south and a nice little high builds in to the northeast. So we'll be talking, of course, more about all of this and the long-range pattern and the tropics. That's all coming up tonight at 7:35 p.m. Eastern Time on the Joe and Joe Weather Show. We hope to see you then.